We are a crotchety old man.
And a woman.
We are a crotchety old man.
And a woman.
I am crotchety. She is crotchety. We are a crotchety old man.
And a crotchety woman.
How you doing, crotchety Abigail?
I'm doing pretty good, Arden. I'm on vacation.
Nice, nice. So am I at this moment. Um, so it's a little late, and we're singing because we really just didn't feel like looking up for a song. But we may have some fun comedian later.
We are, and that's going to be very exciting.
You know what's exciting? Did you ever sit by a campfire and have s'mores?
I did because I was a Girl Scout.
Well, today is National S'mores Day.
Mm.
Now, you were a Girl Scout. Do you know what the proper way of eating a s'mores is? I don't. That's why I'm asking. I just
You
thought of
just
this.
squish it and eat it like a sandwich.
But do you like actually really like do you burn the marshmallow? Like blow it out and then stick it in? Or do you just kind of get it like just a little melty? I don't know.
Just a little melty.
Just a little melty. So it is National S'mores Day, but we're not having s'mores. We actually did have some ice cream though, and we were going to have breakfast for dinner last night, but we didn't do that either. So we just had. You did have cereal, didn't you?
I did.
Yeah. So you had cereal for dinner. And I had an egg and cheese sandwich. So I guess we did, but we were actually going to make sausages and all this other fun stuff. We got a lot of stuff for this day in history. So I kind of picked out only things that I found interesting. But so bear with me. So this is interesting. In 1776, on August 10th, was the day London received the Declaration of Independence.
That's fascinating.
So I actually thought it would have taken even longer to get across the ocean because it was signed on July 4th. Then it had to go to the printers, and then so they had to print copies, and they had to then actually make sure it dried. Then they had to put it on a boat and actually sail it. So that's not that long.
That doesn't change how the USPS offers, what they do today.
Right. I mean, like, so if we can actually get a declaration actually sent over to England in a little over a month, we got to work on our shipping at the UPS.
We do.
Yes.
It's ridiculous.
In 1793, the Louvre opened up. I just since Paris and the Olympics, so opened its doors. So it's been open for a very long time. The Mona Lisa's there, I think. Have you ever been there?
No, I have not.
Well, have you ever been to Chicago?
I've been to Chicago many times.
Well, in 1833, Chicago incorporates as a village of 200 people.
And now it's a tale of two cities within a city.
It really is, especially in sports. We have two different baseball teams, the White Sox and the Cubs. In 1846, Congress, now we're talking about the Louvre. Well, Congress established the Smithsonian Institute, believe it or not, and it is now the world's largest museum complex, which is actually very fascinating to me. I love the Smithsonian's in the DC area because they're free. Like you go anywhere else, any other museum, and you pay like $60, $70 just to get in. That's insane. Here, it's free.
Yeah, I've only paid once, and that was to go to the Holocaust Museum. And I will promote that because it's an excellent, excellent experience.
It's tough to walk through. Like I got emotional the last time I was there. I was just like, geez, like looking at the pile of sneakers, knowing that every pair was worn by someone who died.
And I'm surprised, but maybe I'm wrong, but are there protesters out there?
Right now, not that I know of. I think you don't protest there. Like if you're a protest, because you'll like I think you will be beaten by somebody if you do. Now I know did really, really, really bad in the trivia contest we had a while ago about cars. Um, but in 1893, did you know Rudolph Diesel, the guy they actually named the gasoline after,
Hmm.
he actually got his combustion engine working for the first time to run by itself.
Well, that's a wonderful story because it lives to this day.
Exactly. And in 1904, you're a Yankee fan, correct?
Absolutely.
Do you know who they were before the Yankees? What their team name was?
No.
They were the New York Highlanders. And the New York Highlanders, Jack Chesbro, pitcher, uh, for the first time in 30 games, did not throw a complete game. Just about 30 games. He's also the record holder for most wins in a season with 41. Now, starting pitchers don't even start 41 games, and he won 41. That's amazing.
They don't make them like they used to, Wayne.
Now, the next one in 1932, this is really is to for my mom. The Lego Group was founded in Denmark. I did not realize Legos were that old. Did you?
No, not at all, but I knew they were from Denmark.
Yeah. So my mom. So Lego is actually older than my mom. That's a good thing. um, in 1943, General Patton got into huge trouble because he slapped a soldier and he called him a coward. And he was reprimanded, and they actually took him out of service for a little while. But that may have been more of a kind of like the Eisenhower giving him a very light slap on the wrist himself. But it's one of my brother's famous favorite sayings where he would jokingly say to you, if Patton was alive, he'd slap your face if you did something stupid. Didn't know if you look like you had a comment. Now, fast forwarding quite a long time, 2017, there was a 100-year-old fruitcake found in Antarctica. Would you take, and they said it was almost edible. What the hell does almost edible mean?
I don't know, but I wouldn't go there.
I would try it if it was. I mean, they found like grapes and stuff and wine that's almost edible. Like what? Like I said, what is it? Like is shoe leather almost edible? I don't know. So that's kind of what I had for this day in history. But I wanted to ask you. I know there's really not much going on in sports except for the Olympics. I have not watched any Team USA Olympics whatsoever. I watched a little handball, but we have to talk about it. There's two issues that keep coming up, and now there's the third with the breakdancing woman from Australia. But what are your thoughts on the two boxers in the women's division?
Well, I think, Arden, I've made my case very clear that men do not, they do not, they should not be involved in women's sports, let alone boxing. I mean, these athletes train for years, and these poor women had to go up against biological males. And is it true that they are the ones boxing against each other for the gold?
Yes, it is true.
That is a travesty.
Well, speaking of travesties and poles, what about the French pole vaulter who knocked over the pole with his pole?
Well, I think they called it a package because it wasn't just his pole, it was his bulge.
His bolt. Now, he's already getting offers from a lot of unique companies to be a spokesperson for them, and I think he takes it up because how much does a pole vaulter make compared to some of these other excursions?
Right, but some of the things he's being asked to join is adult entertainment, and I don't think he is going to do that.
I don't know, but yeah. So now the entire world knows about his pole vaulting skills.
I mean, and when they played in slow motion, it's even awful looking.
Well, some people actually were enjoying that, and I will not mention their name, who lives in New Jersey. He enjoyed it. He actually put the forwards it, slows it down, slows it down again. So this is the time for everyone's favorite question. Are you ready? Ask Abigail. So, Abigail, this one actually, this question uh, does come from one of our former, I don't want to say former, I'm sorry, I apologize, one of our listeners in Ashland, Jennifer in Ashland, that's in North Carolina. She wanted to know your thoughts on, are you ready?
Hmm.
On Kamala Harris's pick of Tim Waltz for vice president, and also if you find it offensive that one of his nicknames, not used by Trump, is Tampon Tim.
Well, I was a bit surprised, Arden, in her pick. I mean, she's going all in. Don't you agree?
I have no idea. I never heard of this guy. I mean, outside of back during the riots, but like
Okay.
it's bad.
Well, Waltz, it's kind of hard to pronounce his name, quite frankly. But couple tidbits about him. He apparently had a call-in snitch line during COVID for people to be reported if they weren't wearing a mask. Did you hear that?
I did, and like if groups of people would gather, they wanted you to call in.
Yeah, and then tampons in the boys' restrooms.
Well, I mean, he was the football coach, and all football coaches should demand tampons in men in boys' bathrooms. They should
I'm
because
sorry, but the list could go on and on. But the transgender part, that if underage children have more rights than their parents, if they want transgender transitioning. Now you tell me, that's just outrageous.
I'm amazed how far we've come. Like, going back to, I mean, yeah, I went to school in the 80s, but still, like, that was never even heard of. Like, it just didn't, like, having a sex change was almost like a fantasy novel. Like, no one ever actually heard of it. I mean, I mean, I grew up outside of New York City. So, like, you had like the Rocky Horror Picture Show where they did have transvestites.
Mm-hmm.
Tim Curry was the actor.
Mm-hmm.
That was like the ultra rare, unique, and I don't know, but you never would think of it with kids, though.
So again, I think she went, big gamble with him. And, I'm very nervous about this election now because the media just is putting her on a pedestal and they're not holding her accountable on her horrendous, horrible record. I mean, how they can come out now and say she wasn't the border czar when there's video. There's tons of video that says she was the border czar.
Well, she never act. I'm not defending her. The title was given to her by the New York Times, so she was in charge of the border, but Joe Biden never actually proclaimed her the border czar.
Well, F that. All I know is she was supposed to do something about it, and she didn't do anything. She went to the countries of like Ecuador and El Salvador and tried to make the case that their conditions were awful and that it's up to those countries to make their societies better to control people coming to the border, which doesn't matter. The people coming to the border are getting a bunch of freebies.
And we also have to worry about who's coming. We have no idea. We're just letting people go. You work in a laboratory, correct?
Correct.
And like you're dealing, like you had to deal with COVID and other dangerous contaminants. Like we don't know what's coming through. We don't know what a lot of these people may have. They could have, like, polio is making a comeback. Elephantitis is coming back.
Mm.
Like what like we don't know. We're not screening these people. Like it's not like the old days where, when you came to Ellis Island and you were quarantined, for a month or so if you had something. Now they're just, come on in, vote Democrat. Congratulations, go vote Democrat.
There you are, making an impression.
I'm sorry.
And Kamala's good at that, like Hillary Clinton. If she's in the South, she suddenly has a Southern accent. If she's in the at a African American event, she talks like they do. It's just so phony. But unfortunately, most of Americans don't watch the news like I do, and they don't see the horrific record of this woman. And with her pick of Waltz, who's even more radical, it's just a shame on this country.
You know what was a big shame in this country?
What?
My last week trivia answer where I got 2 out of 10 right. That was an absolute shocker. So, we're
Oh,
going go ahead.
before we go into the next segment, Arden introduced me to a woman on Facebook, um, who is very, very funny.
Oh yeah, she does a she's actually a comedian.
Mm.
But her creme de la creme is her impersonation of Kamala Harris.
Right, and the funniest thing I've seen so far was the day that, quote, Barack Obama and Michelle called her on the cell phone to give her an endorsement. And for some reason, Kamala was walking down a hallway and had a microphone up on her chest area when the call came through.
Right, and she had it on speakerphone so everyone could hear. Just
Correct.
having to have the press around her while she
And
had
yeah,
that.
just, ironically.
Yes.
So, this comedian who's named Estee Palte, we are going to play an impersonation of her practicing receiving this phone call. Now, you won't be able to see it, but she doesn't even use a cell phone. She just uses the case as a prop. So here we go. I hope everyone can understand it and can laugh at it, just like we do. But let me know when to start. Now? Hi, Michelle and Barack. Do it again? Okay. Well, look who it is. It's Big Mike and Barack.
Big Mike.
Crap. All right. Take 49. Oh, thank you so much. And your endorsement means so much to me. Even though I didn't have it the first time. Yes, the time to act is now. Now is the time to act. And I will be doing what we promised we will be doing. And that time is every day. Doing what we had to cut. They said to cut. I was trying something different from unburdening what has been. That was your direction. I think the American people are coming around to it. Michelle, this is the 73rd take.
Okay, that's actually I forgot how funny that was. I forgot she called him Big Mike instead of
Mike.
Michelle. Oh my
Big
goodness.
Mike. Well, we all know that may be correct.
That it could be. It could be. So you're on vacation right now, correct?
Correct.
And you are leaving tomorrow. And where are you going?
We are going to the Outer Banks.
And there's a big event that's going to be happening. Are you familiar with the what's going to happen on Thursday?
Yes, you've described it many times.
Well, tell our fans because we have new fans every day. So do you know who was the person? What was his name?
Joe.
So Joe Shire, one of our best friends, we honor his memory after he died a few years back, and we actually play a game called Balls. And I just picked up the trophy 2 days ago, and we have his original trophy that when he died, his sister gave it to us. So the winner will be taking that. And they also get a 2025 trophy. So you get 2 trophies. How often is that?
So it's kind of like the Stanley Cup.
Exactly. And you have to bring it back. So it's been in a girls' college dorm. It spent a year there with the first winner, and the last winner was myself. So it's actually on. It's no longer on the mantle. I took it down because it's now packed away, ready to go, nice and safe. I think I might have to start wearing like the white gloves, like the guy on the Stanley Cup. So that's going to be Thursday. So we'll know the winner next week. So next week's show we'll have the winner.
Yeah, and this will be my second trip down to the Outer Banks. We'll be hooking up with two other couples, and one of the couples will have some teenage guests as well. What Wayne doesn't understand, though, is that I've only stuck around with him since we went on that first vacation because it was so awesome. And I'm now going to the second one, and I feel honored. Him and his buddies have been doing this for 20 years.
Our 20th anniversary. That's insane.
It really is.
And you look at the pictures of us, and like it's so funny. Alfred, he's gotten old. He's gotten old. He had long hair. I've just gotten fatter. I mean, no big deal there, but he got old. But we had the trivia last week. So we're going to do it a little differently. We're not going to be playing Trivia Pursuit. I'm going to try to make this as easy as possible for Abigail.
Yeah, last week was kind of lame, and I apologize to the audience.
But we did get positive reception that people actually liked it. They just said it wasn't that easy. And one person said, I will not use the language, who the F plays Trivia Pursuit? That game sucked. But they did like it. So we're going to continue it. So what I did is we're just doing true or false questions. And I did have to read. So true or false? The letter H is between the letters G and J on a keyboard.
Ooh.
Oh, well, you can't cheat and look at my keyboard here. She's thinking, she's trying to type. She's fingering the air. Come on.
All right, say it again. The H.
The H is between the G and the J. Ding, ding, ding.
True.
That is correct. Second question. Camels have 3 sets of eyelashes.
Actually, I'm going to go with true.
That is correct. She's already tied me from last week. Okay. Question number 3. It takes a sloth 2 weeks to digest a meal.
False.
Oh, that one was true again. You probably fell for one of those. You just didn't know, but it's a sloth. They're very slow.
Mm-hmm.
Question number 4. Can you sneeze when you're sleeping?
No.
That is correct. You cannot sneeze while you're sleeping. So these are kind of fun and they're quick too. Question number 5. Human facial hair grows faster than any other hair on the body.
I don't know. I mean, women's hair on their legs grow pretty fast too, but men get a 5 o'clock shadow. So I'm going with a man.
Yeah, it's true or false.
Okay, it's true.
That is correct. She's going with a man. She's dumping me.
But what is the definition of a man?
I don't know. Well, they probably know what a man is, but they just don't know. A man can play any sport, but women can't. That's the definition. Women can't play any sport. Okay, here's an interesting one. Bats, when they leave a cave, always come out and turn to the right.
I know they turn around and pass COVID or other deadly forms of diseases.
And go into soup markets.
I would say the answer is no.
That is correct. They actually always fly and go to the left when they come out of a cave. Are you cheating? I think you're
No.
cheating.
I'm not cheating.
Okay.
I take that accusation very personally.
I think you looked at my keyboard earlier. I saw you. Okay, here we go. Number 7. So far, what? Do you have one wrong, I think?
Yes.
Okay. A smack is a group of jellyfish.
False.
That is incorrect.
Oh.
We got another animal group later. Question number 8. Every 7 days, the human body gets a layer of skin. Every 7 days. They get a.
False.
That is correct. It's every 30 days. I knew you would get that one because of what you do. Question number 9. There are no railways in Iceland.
Iceland. Mm. True, there are none.
You are doing amazing. You got what, 2 wrong? I got 2 right, you got 2 wrong. And the final question is a group of crows is called a murder.
False.
Oh, it is true. A group of. So, what did you think? A little faster, a little bit better? I like it.
I enjoyed it, so I think that will be our platform moving on.
Right, because it's fast, it's easy. Um, we're actually probably doing a shorter show tonight.
Yeah, it's getting late and we have to pack and load the car because Arden wants to leave at like 5 a.m.
Because traffic in this area sucks tookus.
I disagree on a Sunday morning.
I've been caught in traffic. In fact, last year, I remember us getting caught in a little bit of traffic and Abigail complaining. But I think we're going to Jamestown.
Is it Jamestown or
James,
another town?
I think we're not going to Yorktown. We went to Yorktown last year.
Then it's going to be Jamestown, and I'll be on up front to Arden. I really don't like these things, but I do love him, so I will have to go.
Oh, yeah. Well, you know what she did for me last night? She actually went to the movies with me. It was the first movie I've gone to since COVID.
It's the first movie slash date he's ever taken me on to.
No, that's not true. We went on dates.
Okay, but not a movie date.
Right. We never went on a movie date because usually it was because I don't want to see anything. And it was during COVID. So a lot of the places were very lame. And I was not about to wear a mask in a movie theater.
Okay, I just found it fascinating that usually couples that start dating go to the movies.
Right. And we found out, by the way, the cost is astronomical. Like, so what was it? Like 2 tickets were like $40.
40 smackaroos.
$40, 40 smacks. Wow, a bunch of jellyfish. And then there was the concessions were like $35, and all we got was popcorn and soda. That was it. And then Abigail did something amazing. She treated me. I had my first alcoholic beverage in a movie theater. I know that's very common today, but I've never had one.
Yeah, it was pretty good too.
Yeah, and we saw Deadpool and Wolverine. And Abigail, what is your rating on that movie on a scale of 1 to 10?
I gave it an 8.
Really? You
It
actually.
was entertaining. They had a great music to each fight scene. I liked it.
And she didn't see part 2. And I was very impressed. I was trying, and I was nerding for a big chunk because of the spoilers. It wasn't as good. I actually gave it about an 8 myself. I found it very entertaining. It's what, like, it's a little over 2 hours.
2 hours and 7 minutes.
And it's not my mom's cup of tea. It's not my mom's cup of tea. Yes, I did not like the vulgar language. But I did like that Hugh Jackman. He's got nice body.
And yeah, button arms and the abs. Unbelievable.
Yes, I would watch it for him. So my mom will probably end up watching that movie and just freeze frame. She's allowed to because she's younger than Legos. So the final review was a good quality movie. We don't give any spoilers on this show, but if you are a true nerd of superhero movies, especially of any that Marvel's done, not the Disney ones, but the Fox ones and all the just it was fun. I mean, it was an homage to the whole genre of what they've done, and they make fun of Disney a lot. They make fun of Fox a lot. They make fun of themselves a lot, which I thought was they made fun of Hugh Jackman getting a divorce, Jennifer Gardner getting a divorce. Like it was pretty rude. And yeah, I thought that was good. Ryan Reynolds had his kids in it and everything else. But anyway, I can babble on. I'm not going to go into the concept of the movie, but entertaining. Uh, Abigail, anything else?
I don't think so. There's going to be a movie called Reagan coming out, and I think I might want to go see that.
Date night number two. Anyway, I'm singing once again because we couldn't find any music. So, what is it? I am. We are. We are a crotchety old man.
And a woman.
We are a crotchety old man.
And a woman.
I am crotchety, she is crotchety. We are a crotchety old man.
And a woman that's not that crotchety because she's looking very much forward to a very, very relaxing weekend in the Outer Banks.
I can't say any more. Perfect.
Good night, everyone.